we had a whole lot of mess. Some Ann-swers.
So many people stay in the shallow waters of life.
And shocking elimination.
It sucks that he didn't get to see all of Sydney.
This is your Bachelor Season 24, Episode 6, second episode of this 2-week episode recap. Grab your glasses. It's time for Roses and Rosé. Hello again, everybody. It's still me, Lauren Zima. Ooh, I kind of look like Beyonce in this top. Okay, I don't really, but there are bees, you know what I'm saying? So, channeling. I woke up like this. So 2 episodes this week, everyone. What did you think overall? Did you like all the content? Was it too much content? Can you ever get enough of The Bachelor? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get to it.
Cheers to a new week. Okay, everything put behind us.
And just like Tammy, we're gonna toast to a new week. We needed this, didn't we?
Cheers. Cheers.
Let's move forward. Let's push on. In this moment, seemingly encouraging drinking. These 2 episodes did really make me reflect on the season. It was so much. And as I'm looking around this table and seeing Tammy make this toast, I am realizing that only 3 of these women have not started sobbing and gotten into fights with people. Kelly, Madison, and Natasha. We cheers to them. We learned this week that Peter loves mess. He loves women who are crying. He loves women who are struggling. Remember, he loved Hannah Brown, who was a self-proclaimed train wreck of a mess. Like Marie Kondo, Peter Weber loves mess.
I love this.
It's a balancing act, you know, because we want the drama, but we don't want to be drained from it. But this moment of peace won't last long. This show is the gift that keeps on giving, and by that I mean McKenna starts to talk.
Finding out that the cocktail party was canceled, it upset me.
And I timed it, everybody, not on this watch on my wrist that doesn't exist, but on my phone. It took exactly 15 seconds of talking for McKenna to start crying.
I just did not picture myself to be feeling this way.
I wrote down, should McKenna just self-exit? What did you guys think?
Hello, ladies.
So Peter and his scar arrived to do another toast.
Here's to continuing to look for love.
And at this point, I was just starting to take in the scenery. You know, look for something to bring me joy. And where did I look? But of course, at what was in their glasses. What were they drinking? They all seemed to be drinking the same thing. And at first I thought, ooh, is it a margarita? I love tequila. But then I thought, no, look into the local culture. And they are in Chile. And I believe these to be Pisco sours. And I thought, let's get festive because is going sideways, everybody. So we're gonna go sideways. For the first time ever on Roses and Rosé, we are not drinking wine. Just like Peter, we're freaking out. Just like the ladies, we're being indecisive. You never know what we might drink next. I'm just kidding, you guys. We have a bottle of rosé on standby always. Yeah.
You scared us. That wasn't a nice thing to do.
Big one. JC, Chris Ann. Thank you. You know, guys, I hate cooking. The best cooking that I do is mixing drinks, but I've never made this before and I don't have any kind of a recipe to follow. There's ice in here, so, you know, ice. We like cold stuff. And more is more. Sure. We looked it up. I don't have the recipe, but I do have the ingredients, which is usually how I operate, and it's Pisco, lime juice, aromatic bitters, and egg whites. I usually like fresh lime juice, but Chrisanne didn't get that. She got that pre-squeezed, but went ahead and got me the full eggs. So now I gotta get an egg white out of this, which I've literally never done. If anyone has tips, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so maybe if I just crack it just a little crack and I just let the white part come out. See, this is mess, and Peter would like this. Peter likes mess, I've learned this episode, but okay, I think that's good. Thank you. Much more chic. Ooh! Yes! Oh my gosh, we're doing real things here today. Ooh. Okay, all right. And then it says to garnish with an aromatic bitter. That's nice. No, it's not. Okay. It's not my favorite color combo. Not the chicest. But let's give it a try. Oh, one of my new favorite cocktails. Great, we needed some fun. We're gonna have a little fun with a one-on-one. Peter and Hannah Ann, everybody. So of course they're dancing. And then they're smearing, I believe it to have been hot dog mayonnaise all over each other. And Peter is talking about how silly Hannah Ann is with this.
Hannah Ann is probably the goofiest girl here.
And I was like, I'm not laughing. It's kind of gross, right? I don't know. Oh, but Peter loves mess. Explains it.
Hello. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
We run into our regularly scheduled hired elder couple who we have every season. They are brought on to highlight all of the insecurities of the current relationship situation. So they bring up how young Hannah Ann looks.
Ay, es que se ve tan jovencita.
Oh, thank you. And are they really in love?
Qué lindo la esperaba.
So, ustedes...
Wasn't subtle, no. Wow, this is good.
You should just toss it back. Yeah, don't waste any more time. Okay.
This is the kind of mess I can get behind. If it's a mess in a glass, I say, pass it over to me. If it's a mess in a glass, I say, don't kiss my ass, just give me the drink. If it's a mess in a glass, I say, oh, that's got a little sass.
23.
So of course Peter starts to ask Hannah Ann about her age now. Did you guys think this was fair? At the end of the day, I think Peter's 27, Hannah's 23, so there's only a 4-year age gap between them. But I will say, sometimes there's quite a different life place gap between your early 20s, where Hannah Ann is, and your late 20s. It's the difference between being kind of fresh out of college and well into your career. Let me know in the comments below. Then another big one, Hannah Ann does tell Peter she's never been in love before.
I've never, truly been in love.
But ultimately, what was the most concerning to me were Hannah Ann's comments at dinner. I was confused.
What are your goals?
Yeah.
Career-wise?
Peter asks Hannah Ann about her career goals, and she says she wants to keep modeling, I think, but that she doesn't actually see it as a job.
I mean, it's not necessarily a job.
And then instead of addressing her career or family or relationship goals, she goes into what we could loosely call an analogy. She says, she wants to swim in the deep waters.
Let's go deep.
So that there aren't any minnows for her to catch.
And you'll only catch minnows in the shallow.
And I'm thinking, is she talking about modeling swimwear? Ultimately, I think she might have missed the ending where she was supposed to circle back and comment on catching big fish.
Let's not stay on a superficial basis.
He's just like, I totally get that.
I'm so not about superficialness, and I don't want that deep.
I mean, if we really break it down, this was Peter's question.
What are your goals?
Here's Hannah Ann's answer.
You'll only catch minnows in the shallow.
What? The only saving grace was that Hannah Ann talking about shallow waters took me back to a certain place for myself. Tell me something, Hannah. Do you want to catch some minnows? Or are you going deeper? Baby, tell me, what are your career goals? You don't know.
In the shallow.
You're falling into the deep water now, trying to stay above. But you're drowning in hot dog mayonnaise now. You're off the deep end, but that's where you wanna be, trying to catch the big fish. Hannah doesn't like minnows, and now we know. But is Peter her ultimate wish? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, I lost my pages. Then we're still in this conversation though, and Peter asks about her past relationships. Hannah Ann says she dated someone for 3.5 years.
For about 3.5 years from my hometown.
But wasn't in love.
It wasn't in love.
And you know, Peter, the follow-up question right there would have been, then why did you date for 3.5 years? What did you guys think? I do understand that when you're younger, maybe at the time you think you're in love, but looking back, you realize you actually weren't. I just wanted more from Hannah Ann. Explain that more. Did you say I love you to this person? What did you learn from the relationship? What did it tell you about what you want to find, allegedly, here with Peter?
Excuse me for 1 second.
Peter leaves! And Hannah Ann cries.
I really care a lot. I want you to know that.
Like, it wasn't enough for Hannah Ann to talk to Peter about her relationship. She needed to cry, and then he's like, will you accept this rose?
I I know.
And I'm starting to wonder if Peter has had such a stable past with his beautiful family that he is a caretaker and that he feels best when he's taking care of the mess. Am I getting too deep? Tell me what you think.
Guys, there's 2 date cards.
Next up, this show is the gift that keeps on giving, and it's given us a curveball. There are 2 date cards. Who will get them? We'll let you know after the break. I'll still be drinking this. And we're back. There are 2 date cards.
Victoria F. I feel like we didn't get a fair shot.
And Victoria F is already getting an F in second one-on-one. Wow, wow, wow. This news brings us to checking my imaginary watch. I would say the 79th time that McKenna has cried. But it was a landmark first time that I agreed with her tears. That would be frustrating, right? If you hadn't had a one-on-one yet and then somebody else got a second, I would say, I have to leave. Man, you don't like me, right? So you know what? Drink for agreeing with McKenna. Oh, and then I wrote down, and drink for agreeing with her even more because then McKenna says maybe she should just leave.
Maybe time for me to leave.
Then we've got a group date, and we love drama this season, so we're making a telenovela.
¿Sabes lo que pasa? Yo te amo a ti.
I actually thought this was a lot of fun. I mean, I love the theater, I love a costume, I love a character, so really in my wheelhouse. Tell me what you guys thought of this date. I really enjoyed Kelly. She played the grandmother, and some women might freak out, oh, they got an unsexy character, but Kelly really dug in and made some incest jokes.
I'm just gonna say incest is best on this one.
I thought it was funny. And she was having a good time, and her and Peter seemed to really be connected. McKenna got a little bit of an uplift, and that was nice. She had a moment with Pedro, as we're calling him, and I wrote down, cheers to McKenna. She kind of took advantage of this moment and got in a little time with Peter. She wasn't letting everything get her down. And in fact, Peter lifted her right up. Now, cheers for our imaginary counter. Yeah, Peter doesn't even need to kiss anybody on a counter anymore. He just creates one out of thin air. Interesting, Peter likes mess and McKenna was a maid, and when she was a maid, they connected. Oh. Clean it up, okay. Then things take a turn. At the cocktail party, Peter is telling Victoria P that he has felt things drop off.
I think we both kind of felt a little bit, kind of like drop off.
And oh my God, her response here. She says, and I quote, I hate that for you.
Distracted a little bit.
I hate that for you.
I love it. Peter's telling her, I'm not really sure about my feelings for you anymore. And she doesn't say that hurts me or that sucks. She goes, I hate that for you. I kind of loved her confidence level. You know, she's telling him, I'm so sorry you're not into me. You're lost.
Are you like saying that you don't want me to be here?
And things do escalate quickly, don't they? I've critiqued Peter for being a little bit too indecisive, and he was being indecisive here. Just drink because he's being indecisive, telling her, I'm not really sure if I see you as my wife.
I don't know if I see you as my wife.
Unclear, but then things get clear because she leaves.
Can I walk you out?
I don't need you to walk me out.
I'm not really sure what the turning point was, but I did appreciate that it just ended. I did not see that coming. Did you, Victoria P, leaving? I did say he should have just sent her home with Alea, you know? I think Peter knows on some level, but he doesn't go. You gotta know and Pisco, you know? Okay. I might eat more of this, but I don't want to make one. At one point I was saying Victoria P for Bachelorette, but I'm not sure I'm there now. Are you? Comments, okay.
I missed you.
I missed you.
But Peter bounces back quickly. A little fun and festivity. We see Madison for the first time in, about a decade. Yes, she's still on this show. And a Pisco for Madison. She's in a good mood. I think Peter and Madison's connection is strong, you guys. Even though we didn't see her much in last episode, every time we do see her, he's happy. She's an escape. And this time he took the time to write out something really thoughtful for her.
I wrote us another script.
No, you didn't.
A stage show.
Viola, I need to talk to you.
What is it, Pedro? You really hurt me.
It is nice to be here with Madison. At this point, she is literally the one and only person in the house who hasn't cried, gotten in a fight with someone else, or come at Peter with critiques. So this moment is wonderful and sweet. It's an escape into a Chilean sunset or something.
Viola,
I'd kiss you with the passion to light a million Chilean suns.
I don't know, the narrative arc of Peter's play was a bit unclear to me, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed the theater. I wrote down, we are seeing McKenna smile for literally the first time ever, but not for long. Everybody, I was shocked by what came next. I didn't see it in the script. I didn't see it in Act 3. I didn't expect this character arc.
I'm not trying to come at you, I was just like getting serious.
Tammy goes totally over the edge.
You act like a child.
She doesn't act like a child, Tammy.
I'm not talking to you, Kelsey.
This was nuts, right?
I am going to embody who Valeria is.
Tammy had said earlier in the episode that she was going to channel her telenovela character all night long. So she comes at McKenna, tells her she's living in a fantasy world.
Living like this fantasy world.
Then tells her she's not here to call her out,
I'm not trying to come at you, I was just like,
which she is totally doing. She was coming at her so hard, I honestly thought she was joking for a second and that she'd say, McKenna, I'm just kidding, I'm being my character. But no, Tammy has taken her character on in a method kind of a way.
McKenna, I just really don't think you're there.
They've merged into one. The Tammy we knew is gone. She's gone from spunky Tammy to stirring the pot Tammy.
Shut the up, I was not talking to you.
Tammy's hitting us with whammies. We don't know this, Tammy. Where'd you go, Tammy? Where'd you go? As Peter's mother would say, you bring her home.
Don't let her go. Bring her home to us.
You bring her home. I miss Tammy, okay?
See you later.
So rightfully so, Madison gets the group date rose. Cheers to Madison. She's really mad at something. This is almost done. I don't want it to be over. Do you want the season to be over? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, I will say this. We've had quite a lot of drama lately, but Peter is so deeply invested, and we're seeing such mess, that I do think the ending is gonna be wild, because his emotions are gonna be so strong, and these ladies cry so much. I think we're in Act 2 here, but then after the intermission, gonna be a big finale. Hi. Then we get one-on-one number 2 with Victoria F. And I don't want to shock you, but she says she's nervous.
Go.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous.
But what they're actually doing is playing horse limbo? I don't know, I didn't know what to call this. They were going under horses. And then I literally, seriously, truly, and ultimately cannot believe it, they are dancing.
We just have so much fun together.
But of course, things take a turn and Victoria F is crying now. I literally wrote down, IDK. I don't know. I don't know why she was crying. Unclear. Let me know if you know. Something about like her walls, probably, them being up, they gotta come down. I didn't know it was possible, but we've taken things to a new level of freaking out for Victoria F. We've had screaming.
I can't! I'm not kidding!
We've had crying. We've had threats of drooling.
I'm literally drooling. I can't like breathe.
And now puking. She's saying she's possibly going to puke here tonight.
Like, I'm like, God, throw up.
Can you not? That's not chic. And then Victoria says something so important, and Peter just blows right by it. You know why? Because it's a logical solution, and Peter Weber loves mess. Victoria tells Peter that she wishes she understood her own issues.
Like, I wish I could, like, get to a point where, like, I knew my own issues so that you didn't have to deal with them.
So that she could deal with them and Peter wouldn't have to.
Do you know what I mean?
Like maybe she needs to address her growth on her own before she can embark on a successful relationship with another together person. That makes sense, Victoria. That's the best thing you've said all season. But no, Peter's like, but I want to handle the mess with you.
I'm okay. Do line with them right now.
Peter even gives a 747 statement, but in a negative way. He tells her that no one has put him through this much grief on the show.
Nobody has been giving me this much
Sorry.
grief.
And then he says, will you accept this rose?
Will you accept this rose?
I'm drowning in the mess, Peter, I'm drowning. But anyway, so Peter gives Victoria the rose and she's like, of course!
Of course.
I mean, back to Whiplash. Just a minute ago, she was saying maybe she should leave the show.
Do you really want to go? I don't know. I don't know.
But now, no, I'll take that rose. Okay.
McKenna and Tammy.
What?
Now we have a 2-on-1 with McKenna and Tammy because Peter has said enough is enough to them.
Meet me at the cocktail party before everyone else arrives. Enough is enough.
They're on the 2-on-1, but I wanted to have fun, so I was noticing all the barrels on the date. I'm kind of wondering if there's wine in them. Maybe there's Pisco in them. Are there Pisco barrels? What's up in Chile?
Like, I want to know your side of this.
Tammy's reaching for insults. She accuses McKenna of writing hashtags.
She says things like, it seems like it's the McKenna show. She's trying to create hashtags for her brand.
We looked it up. McKenna has done things like hashtag 23, because that's her age, which I feel she wouldn't have pre-written in the house. That writes itself. She points out that McKenna packed her bags before the group date. That didn't really bother me. What did you guys think? I kind of felt McKenna did that because she wasn't sure how well things would go, and she was really feeling beaten down by the whole process with Peter. I didn't blame her.
I truly feel bad for you.
Tammy's accusations don't have much muster to me. At one point, she accuses McKenna of taking things too lightly.
She takes it very lightly.
And I'm like, Tammy, all the girl has done is cry. Like, that's the road you're gonna go down? She's arguably the most affected person here. Tammy starts saying she and Peter are meant to be.
This was meant to be, because I truly believe that.
I felt like at this point, Tammy was going a little crazy. Where's Madison? I just want to live inside the theater of the Chilean sunset. Anyway, Peter sends Tammy home.
Tammy, can I walk you out?
And I kind of think McKenna and Tammy both should have gone home just because McKenna couldn't handle all this. We're being told that all the drama is gone.
We weaved out the drama.
I don't think it is.
Hopefully.
And then we're at the cocktail party rose ceremony, and Peter and Kelsey have found a whole room full of barrels of wine. So pop one open, you know. God, then at the rose ceremony, don't drink for every wine barrel you see. So the rose ceremony gets underway, and it feels a little crazy because with everything that's gone on this week, it already seems like several women have gone home, and I'm kind of wondering who is going to be sent on their merry way from this rose ceremony. McKenna is sent home, and I was shocked by this because, Peter, why didn't you just send her home with Tammy? It's Victoria P. and Alea all over again.
Why didn't he just send us both home?
But then I was really shocked because Peter sent home Sydney! Sydney? Sydney! 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 Why do I feel I'm expiring? Was there poison in the Pisco sour? So anyway, Peter sent Sydney home, and Peter said Sydney was the best kisser in the group.
Are you the best kisser?
Shut up.
I was a little shocked. Sydney was somebody who got a 747 statement. What did you think after Sydney was sent home?
Guys, I'm coming to you with my hood up because I'm trying to protect myself after 5 hours of The Bachelor this week. So many scandals, so much in the news, and here to tell you that I asked Pilot Pete about it all in a new interview. Shameless plug. Yes, we talked Victoria F., Sydney, the overall criticism that his group of women are arguably the cattiest and most dramatic in Bachelor history. Yeah, discussed his ending and so much more. A lot of it's up now at ETonline.com, but even more going up next week. I'll keep you posted. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And right now, I'm just gonna shelter in place.
Anyway, we have 6 women left now. Hannah Ann, Madison, Victoria F., Natasha, Kelsey, and Kelly. Natasha hasn't even had a one-on-one date yet, which is a little crazy. But what's even crazier is how McKenna exits, you guys.
And she's powerful. And she's beautiful, and she knows what she deserves more than anything.
I mean, McKenna, that was powerful stuff. I'm gonna be starting my days very differently now. She is tough, and she is strong, and she is powerful and beautiful and knows what she deserves more than anything. Okay, here we go.
Tell me what you guys are predicting for the end of this season. 6 women remaining. Who will Peter end up with, if anyone at all? All he said in interviews is that he's happy. Let me know in the comments below. I love you guys so much. And if I'm being honest, after those 5 hours, I feel I deserve another Pisco sour. So, I'm gonna go. You're off the deep end. No, you're not. that you are a sane person making Pisco sours. I gotta go home because I'm tired. The Bachelor was 5 hours.